Welcome to Too Fond of Books. My name is Janelle, and this is the very first video in a brand new series that I am doing on my channel called Murder Mystery Monday. I am going to post a video on Mondays where I recommend one backlist mystery book for you. From my own collection that I've read and really enjoyed. I think this is a fun way to highlight some books and to give you some recommendations for mysteries since that's my favorite thing to read. And so for the very first Murder Mystery Monday, I am going to recommend The Bone Garden by Tess Garretson. Now, one thing about this series is these are going to be backlist books because that's the bulk of what I have in my collection. So, The Bone Garden is from 2007. And I really enjoy this book. I've read it, I think, twice. And in preparing for this video, I've been really strongly tempted to reread it again because I do enjoy it so much. And there's a couple of things, there's a couple of reasons for that. First, however, I'm just going to read the back to you, and so you have a general idea of what this book is about. Present day. Julia Hamill makes a horrifying discovery on the grounds of her new home in rural Massachusetts. A skull buried in the rocky soil. Human, female, and according to the trained eye of Boston medical examiner Maura Isles, scarred with the unmistakable marks of murder long ago. Boston, 1830. To pay for his education, medical student Norris Marshall has joined the ranks of local resurrectionists, those who plunder graveyards and harvest the dead for sale on the black market. Norris now finds himself the prime suspect in a series of grisly murders. Joined by a sardonic young man named Oliver Wendell Holmes, Norris sets out to prove his innocence and track down a maniacal fiend, part of the dark mystery reaching across centuries to the present-day world of Julia Hamill. So, there are a couple reasons why I really enjoy this book and why I think you might as well. It has a dual timeline that I enjoy when it's done well. So we have present day Boston and we have Boston 1830. And I would say, from what I remember, that I think you would spend more time in 1830 than you do in the present day. It's not an even one chapter, alternating kind of dual timeline. But there are definite connections and she makes good use of the dual timeline because just when you're getting really into the story, say in the 1830 story, and something happens, then she'll just drag you back to the present day timeline, and all you want is to go back to 1830 and find out what's going on. So she does that really, really well. In the 1830 timeline, that's one of the reasons why I enjoy this book so much, because I do really enjoy historical mysteries. I enjoy the fact that there's characters that are medical students. I find that really interesting. The resurrectionists is also something I find really, really interesting. Warning here. There is some descriptions, some graphic descriptions of dissections because they are medical students and because of the resurrectionists. So just a warning about that. There is nothing hugely violent in this book, but there are some descriptions of those dissections. This is a standalone from Tess Garretson that gives you a good sense of her as a writer. So if you've never read her but don't want to start on a long series, if you're not sure if you like her, this is a good place to start. Dr. Maura Isles has a cameo in this book, but it is not part of the Rizzolian Isles series. So you can read it on its own and decide if her writing style is something that works for you. I also like that she uses a real historical person. Oliver Wendell Holmes was a man who was famous for medical reform. He was also a poet and a writer, but he was specifically known for the controversial idea that doctors were capable of carrying childbed fever from patient to patient because they didn't wash their hands. And so this was really controversial at the time. Women were dying after childbirth and they couldn't figure out why. And it was because the doctors weren't washing their hands between visiting patients. which is disgusting. Anyways, this was a book that I really enjoyed. It's got really good pacing, a really great mystery. It is taut and suspenseful, and my very first recommendation for you for Murder Mystery Mondays. Have you read The Bone Garden? Have you read anything by Tess Garretson? I would love to chat with you about it in the comment section down below, and I will see you for another video soon.